Hello, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about the noun and its gender. So today's topic is the noun and its gender. We are going to talk about how many kinds of gender are there in the English language. So in the English language there are four kinds of gender. Number one is masculine gender. Masculine gender. Number two is feminine gender. Number three is neuter gender. And number four is common gender. Common gender. So in the first category, under the masculine gender, we put males, and in the second category, under the female gender, we put females. Under the third category, neuter gender, we put non-living things. For example, table, chair. So these things are put under the category neuter gender. And under the fourth category, common gender, we put things which indicate either a male or female. For example, under this category, we will put, for example, boy, men. And under the feminine gender, we will put girl, woman. And under the category neuter gender, we will put table, or you can say the sun, the moon, and we will put anything under the category neuter gender which does not have life. And under this category, common gender, for example, we will put parent, because the word parent may indicate either a male parent or a female parent. Student, many words, pupil. Okay, so these are the four genders: masculine gender, feminine gender, neuter gender, common gender. And now it is very easy to understand masculine gender, feminine gender. But yeah, I will also tell you a couple of things about the neuter gender, which is very important, because there are many things which fall under the category neuter gender, but sometimes they can be referred to as masculines or feminines. Okay, so let's see what are those things and how we can put them under the category masculine gender. Okay, so objects which show strength, violence, etc. are usually put in the masculine gender. For example, the sun, winter, summer, death. And objects which show beauty or weakness are usually put in the feminine gender. For example, the moon. For example, the moon. Peace, liberty. So such things, objects which show beauty or weakness, are usually put in the feminine gender. The moon, peace, liberty. And now usually these things are in the neuter gender. The sun, winter, summer, because they are lifeless things. And now the question is, now you may be thinking, then under what conditions we will put them in the masculine gender or in the feminine gender. So the condition is when we treat these things like the sun, winter, summer or death, when we treat them like human beings, like living beings, then we have to put them in the masculine gender. For example, if I say that the sun rises in the east and it sets in the west, right? So the sun rises in the east, and now we have used the pronoun it for the sun. Why we have used it? Because it is in the neuter gender. So now we are not, at the moment we are not treating it as a living being. We are not treating the sun as a living being. But when we are going to treat it as a living being, we have to use he for the sun, and here she for the moon. So for example, I'm telling a story of the sun and the moon, and in the story I say that the sun talks to the moon, or the sun says this thing to the moon. So now we are treating them as living beings. So now when we use the pronouns for the moon or for the sun, then we have to use the pronoun of the masculine gender. So the pronoun for the sun will be he, and the pronoun for the moon will be she. For example, we usually use the pronoun it for inanimate things, or for lower animals, or for a baby. Lower animals means except human beings, all the animals are put in the category of lower animals. So if there is a dog, suppose I can say that I can see a dog in the street and it is barking. Okay, so at the moment I'm not treating the dog as a living as a human being. So I'm saying that, and it is barking. But when we treat the dog as a human being, suppose there is a dog in my house and I treat the dog as a family member, then I will not say that it is barking, then I will say that he is barking. Then I can say that I have a dog and now he is barking. So when we treat an inanimate object or a non-living thing as a living being or as a human being, then we have to put them in the category of the masculine gender or in the category of feminine gender. All right, now we will see further a couple of important things. Now here are very important masculines and feminines of a couple of nouns. These are very, very important with respect to competitive exams. For example, okay, and before that, let me tell you that we always treat a ship. For example, if we talk about a ship, we always treat a ship as a feminine. We always put ship in the category of feminine gender. When we use it as a living being, when we treat it as a living being, ship, train or country. So whenever we talk about them as living beings, we put them in the category of the feminine gender. So some very important masculines and feminines of nouns are, with respect to competitive exams, colt, filly. Colt is a young male horse and filly is a young female horse. Boar and sow. This is not pronounced as so, this is pronounced as sow. Boar is a male wild pig and sow is a female wild pig. Buck, doe. A buck is a male of various animals. A buck is a male of a stag, of a rabbit, of a deer, and a doe is the female of various animals. So colt is the male of a young horse. Colt is uh, a colt is a young male horse, and a filly is a young female horse. Boar is a male wild pig, and sow is a female wild pig. Buck, a buck is the male of various animals, and a doe is the female of various animals like deer, stag, rabbit, or kangaroo. And now let's see a couple of more words. These are very important with respect to your exams. I know that you are not going to, you will not find these words in everyday life, but you will find these words coming again and again in your exams. So they are very important. So these are a couple of more words. Masculine, feminine. Bull, its feminine is cow, and heifer. So in competitive exams you will not find they will not give the word bull and the option cow. Okay, if they say that tell me the feminine of the word bull, then you will get 4 options, and maybe that in those 4 options you will there is a greater possibility that you will not find cow, because it is very easy. You will find the word heifer. Heifer means a cow, particularly a young cow, which has not had a baby yet. Cock, hen, drake, duck is a water bird, and its male is called drake. A drake is the male duck. Gander, a gander is the male goose. Goose is also a water bird. And hart, hint. Hart, it is a deer. It is a kind of red deer, and hen is the female of a red deer. Ram and Eve. A ram is the male sheep, and an Eve is the female sheep. Okay. So now we will see more words which are very important. And these are some more words. Stag, doe. Wizard, stag is also, you can say it is a stag is a kind of deer, and a doe is the female deer. Wizard, witch. What does the word wizard mean? Wizard means a man with magic powers, or a man who is especially good at something. Witch, you know that a woman with magic powers, and a witch is a woman with magic powers. But we usually use this word in the sense that the woman is not good. I mean, the woman who has magic powers, but who uses those magic powers for bad reasons. Okay, so that woman is called a witch, and a wizard is a man who has magic powers, and the man who uses those magic powers for bad reasons or for bad things. And a wizard is also a man who is especially good at something. For example, I can say that he is a math wizard. It means he is especially good at math. He is very good at math. So we use this term for a man who is especially good at something, and for a man who has magic powers. Bachelor, maiden, spinster. A bachelor means a person who has not got married, and a maiden is a young woman who has not got married yet. And we use the word bachelor, a man who has not got married yet, मतलब अभी तक उसकी शादी नहीं. But we usually use this word spinster for a woman who has never been married, especially especially an old, or you can say half-aged woman. We use the word spinster. Lion, lioness, poet, poetess. But nowadays, generally, I mean, if you use the word poet for a woman, that is not wrong. You can say that she's a good poet. So that is not considered wrong. You can also say that she's a good poetess. But in your exam, you may be asked to give the feminine of the word poet. So when you are asked to give the feminine, then you have to put a tick next to this word, poetess. In the same way, the word actor, you can use the word actor for a male and for a female. You can say that she's a good actor. If you say she's a good actress, that is also correct, 100% correct. But nowadays, if you say that she's a good actor, then that is also considered 100% correct. But again, in your exam, you may be asked to tell the feminine of the word actor. Then you have to say that actress is the feminine of the word actor. So now we will see some more words, some more masculine words and their feminine counterparts. Now these are some more words like bull calf, cow calf. So generally we do not use the word he calf or she calf. We say bull calf, cow calf. Calf is a, you can say a calf is a young, is a baby cow. Okay, a calf is a baby cow. So when we have to say, then we will say bull calf or cow calf in order to show the masculine gender or the feminine gender. Bull elephant, cow elephant. When we are talking about the male elephant, we have to say bull elephant, and when we talk about the female elephant, or then we have to say cow elephant. We don't have to say she elephant or he elephant. We have to say bull elephant or cow elephant. Next, if you're talking about a male rabbit, then we will say buck rabbit, and if you're talking about a female rabbit, then we have to say doe rabbit. Now in the beginning of this video, I told you that the word buck is a buck is the male of various animals. In the same way, a doe is the female of various animals. So we can use it here: buck rabbit, doe rabbit. Cock sparrow, hen sparrow. We don't have to say he sparrow, he sparrow or she sparrow. We have to say cock sparrow or hen sparrow. He bear, she bear. So when you're talking about bear, then we can use he bear or she bear. And when we are talking about ass, then we have to say jackass or Jenny ass. I mean, when we talk about the female ass, we have to say jackass, and when we talk about the female ass, we have to say Jenny ass. Now there are a couple of more words which we will cover in the next video. So for today, I think it is enough. So memorize it, because it is very important for your competitive exams. These are only a couple of words which are usually asked again and again in your competitive exams. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Have a good day.